Oh, hello. Cute one, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm at Cafe Ukraine's toilet now. Very, very nice. I'll show you here. That's nice granite. The back wall's done well. Oh, there's silicone. They could use some silicone in there. That's what I used to do for a living. But we did a wonderful interview with Omar from CBC Ottawa. I'm going to do a wee, and that's us done for the day. And I fly to New Brunswick tonight. Valeria, she organised all of this. Fresh as a daisy. Ready to roll? No, I cleaned it all up. Okay, got my bag. I washed up. I was doing my toilet tour. I document toilets in Donbass, and I started documenting them everywhere in the world. In Holland, in Netherlands, the toilets are the most interesting.
But nothing can compare to Donbass, right?
Nothing compared to Donbass. Good job today.
He just goes wherever I take him, like he's compliant.
Well, she hasn't killed me yet. Sends me a random message on Instagram. Do we have an FSB spy? And no, it's Valeria. And here's to Brent. I stayed with him last night. Since full-scale invasion, he's taken in 8 refugees.
Yes.
Yeah, and how long did you live with him?
Well, we lived for a couple of weeks, but we were the least.
The least thing?
Yes. Other guys would stay like for a month, sometimes a month and a half.
And then new people would come, and
Yeah.
even to this day, he's helping Ukrainians
Yes.
and helping me. Helping you, help me to help. It's good. It's going like this. Nice. I'm starting to say things that Ukrainians say in English. It's going like this, yes. That's a...
Yeah.
I always feel good in traffic. Like, you see, like... No, but like, it's kind of it's the asshole in me. It's like when we're moving at an okay speed and then they're going that way, like at a dead speed. It's like, ha ha. But it's just the way it rolls. Mm-hmm.
No resemblance.
Well, you can do whatever the hell you want in life. You could do better than Glenn Close, Corella DeVille. So this is Valeria.
Hello, people.
Hello. This is a random stranger who wrote to me and said, do you want to come to Ottawa? And I said, yes.
And he trusted me.
Pretty good so far. You're pretty shit hot. We've done Ukraine Cafe. Beautiful. Last night, everybody who helped from the Ukrainian community do an organization, a speak, a talk for hospitalers. We've been with CBC today.
Yes.
Twice.
First was radio, and then it was TV.
And we met Larry.
And we met Larry. Larry was nice.
Larry was the coolest guy. 36 years in the Navy as a medic, and he's a security guy at CBC Ottawa. And he was just so happy, well, also to see you, but, well, he was very happy to see me.
He was happy to see you. He was so excited. He was like a child. He was like, I was training for all these years, and it was just training. And now you do the real stuff. And he like admired you. He told you should write a book.
Write a book.
Yeah.
Someday.
Will you?
I don't know. Maybe. You want to
should.
be my agent?
I just want to be in it.
You're definitely going to be in it. How long you been here in Canada now?
Less than a year.
And what's that like for you so far, honestly?
Peaceful?
Peaceful?
Quiet. But like for the first couple of months, definitely I couldn't answer that question, how's Canada? When your mind is in the war, well, everything you ever read about, everything you are interested about, you don't even like see what's going on around you. Like, so you're...
Like
you're
autopilot?
Yeah. I mean, like, but you're just so invested into it that I couldn't answer that question for a very long time. I didn't notice much, to be honest. I just did what we needed to do to survive. And once we got to the point that I can help and I can organize stuff and I can do some volunteering, I tried to do that.
Tell me about that. Like, your brother, your uncle are in the army?
Yes.
How much family you got in the army?
Well, just like I have only like one half of the standard family because I don't know my father.
Aye.
So that would be my brother. We're twins. I'm 15 minutes older. But yeah, so he's in the army, and my uncle is a signalist. They're both fighting, and as I think very many other Ukrainian volunteers nowadays, that's like the easiest way you get into volunteering. You just start helping, your family and your friends, but then you start helping their comrades, and you just never stop. That's kind of all of it. We're not affiliated with anything, no organization, just doing what we can.
Because you help who you know, and then if you can, you help their friends in their unit.
Yes. Well, there's also kind of a egoistical reason for that, because you need them to survive for your family to survive. But as time goes by, they become your family, and you genuinely care for them, and you want everybody to survive.
I never thought of it that way. Helping your family, but helping your family first, but then helping all their friends around them increases the chances for everyone.
Yes, exactly, because they're gonna keep them alive.
It's always gone very different for me in Donbass. It's who I know, and then maybe I meet a friend through them, but quite often I'm always helping the same people, and less and less I'm helping new people because the same people are coming back. Same in principle, same for you. But they become my family too.
Yeah. So first you find out what your family member needs, and when you got them everything, you're like, okay, what do the people around you need? And that's when you get to all the other stuff. I mean, I wasn't able to do much. I mean, like, I didn't have any developed social media. I don't get a lot of, I'm not able to do big fundraisers. Like the biggest I've ever done was for thermal vision. And
plus.
Yeah, but then we got a very good discount. So we got on the same fundraising, we got thermal vision and a Mavic 3 Enterprise. That's the one that
cool drone.
Yeah, that's the cool one that can have a very good zoom, and I gave it to my uncle because he's a signalist. He needs that. To search the area. But that's like the maximum of it. I really hope to do more, but social media is hard for me.
Well, I was hoping. This has always been my thing. Like I said, with Harley that works with us. If you're British, support Harley. If you're German, don't write to me. Go speak German to Enrico. Go do German things with him, and you will get a better result. So I was hoping maybe I filmed kind of fooling around with the camera today, what we did, but maybe some people might follow you. And if they're in Ottawa, if they're in Toronto, it's more relatable. It's more connection closer to your home here now.
Yeah, I would really appreciate that, because like, even though I'm here, most of the donations come actually from Ukrainians. Even when I tried to make a solely foreign people fundraising for heated vests and socks for people during the winter when everybody needed to survive. So they would have heated elements and work from power banks. Very good stuff. And I really wanted this to be like only for the foreigners. Like, let's make this a present, like a New Year's present from the foreigners for the Ukrainians. But you still can't stop the Ukrainians. Even if you write everything in English, they keep donating. You can't get away from that. But I haven't had a lot of supporters in Canada, and I really try to put across to them that $1 from Canada can do a lot in Ukraine.
30 hryvnia.
Yes, because I have calculated that like our salaries are very different. So when I needed to get a war belt for my brother, because he needed very urgently, and then I looked at the price and I thought to myself that this costs half of the average salary in Ukraine, while I get the same money here in 2 days. 2 days of work. So the difference is huge. And if we get more Canadians to help us, that's going to be very impactful, but not be as much of a
burden for one individual.
Yeah, exactly. So they can do a lot with very little. I hope if they get that idea, if they understand that they will. Yeah.
Last night, it broke my heart once. Last year, there was a woman that did a fundraiser, and she raised $4,000, and it was to give chocolate out to civilians and soldiers around Bakhmut. And she's amazing, and I said I would help with that. I had some very difficult times and health problems And a couple weeks before that, I told her, I'm sorry, I can't deliver your chocolate. One woman last night, so passionate, but she wanted to make costumes, and she wanted to make blue and gold costumes, and she proposed that I should wear them in Ukraine to promote awareness of very artistic background.
In Ukraine, like.
Yeah, that I would wear her costume like around Christmas time, and
But why would you need promote awareness in Ukraine? About Ukraine,
but she would put it on social media, like they have 7,000 followers for what she does.
Okay.
A lovely person, you know, doing more than 99% of the world. But I've kind of come to a point where I can say no easier now, which is my own personal development. I said no, like politely, I'm not the right person to wear your costume. Like I said, I could be dead. Or maybe it's just I'm not the best person to do this. Maybe someone in Kiev or Lviv could do this. But I've been thinking a lot about what you said the other day about how your work colleagues wanted to show support for you, and it kind of showed how they live on a different planet. You want to tell that story?
Yeah.
Because I've thought a lot about that.
Yeah, I mean, like, what you encounter is that our understanding what support is very,
As a refugee,
is very different. Like, so we did this show, and at the end of the show, the producer, like, they were having a specific episode that we were shooting.
In the film industry.
In the film industry, yeah. So that was Ukrainian. And they knew I was from Ukraine, and they really wanted to use that day to kind of show support. And what they did, they bought a lot of flags, and they did a little installation out of that, and it was kind of fun. I appreciate it, but at the same time, I couldn't stop thinking that, God, like, if you've only given me the price of those flags, that's a tourniquet, you know? And I feel that too many people think about like something. I don't know, either they don't know what is more effective, either they care more about the picture of how it looks like, less than actually helping. So that boggles me a lot, and I really try to build that relationship to explain to people here what is the most effective way to help, because some people would do a lot, you know, and they would put a lot of effort into it.
Of course.
But then when it gets like to the fact, does it save lives? Possibly not.
And those flags are going to go in the garbage eventually.
Yeah.
The tourniquet will get used.
Yes.
Sadly.
And so I feel like people are trying to avoid thinking about the actual bad stuff. Even if it's like saving lives, which is like strange to me. How can saving lives be like not a good thing? But so that they don't have to think about the wounds, think about the nasty stuff, the dirty stuff, the fact that like it's, yeah, about the pain. So they lean more into like a support that is like more emotional,
symbolic.
Yes, exactly. To more symbolic things than into stuff that will actually help. And
like Eurovision, we stand with Ukraine.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think if you could send us $10 million of your profit on the night of your 150 million profit for the night, that would also be very nice too.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the idea of having it like in the media, spreading the awareness and everything.
Of course.
But the goal to spread that awareness is so that we get more people buying a tourniquet instead of a flag. So that's the idea. But people get into this loop of spreading the awareness to spread the awareness, and it doesn't do much.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone you'll talk to who will see this on my YouTube, they don't need to know this. They know.
Yeah.
They know. When I say preventative medicine, they're like plus. They all know what plus means now too. Yeah. I killed my own algorithm because I said sometimes just say plus, but they're not writing enough words for YouTube to push it. But it really, like, there's people who really want to understand as best they can, and that's been a real positive experience for me. I hope that if somebody's watching, because I mean, I was recognized in Toronto on the streets by a couple people.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
they were on a course at CFB Borden. It's a base a couple hours north. And they're like, "You're that guy from Instagram," and I was like, "Yeah, that's me." But
But
there's
on the streets, that's
yeah,
like
well,
the
there's a
level.
lot of people that want to help in different ways, and really good people. But some of them are closer to here in Ottawa, so maybe that could be for you.
Well, I hope to find them. If more people had this mindset of like do very little, like not like, but like something that really matters, you know. And yeah, I mean, like Canadians have been, by all means, they have been very helpful to everybody who came here. And from the name of all
Sounds like
Ukrainians,
it.
yeah, we're very thankful for that. Uh, I'm fine. Everybody here is fine. I'm like we're gonna survive. It's the people that are on the front lines that need the real help. Yeah, that's what I think.
The volunteers in Ukraine, the soldiers, that's where we wanted to go. But I took a chance. This was really cool. I think when I was in Toronto, maybe the first day, maybe even before I got to Toronto is when you messaged me.
Yes.
I was like,
before.
this would be cool. This would be cool. And
No, a lot of people message you, like you say, and like you have to be very picky, you know. So that's why I'm very thankful that you trusted me, because like you didn't know who I was.
I didn't know if you were a guy or girl sending me a message or who you were, because like your Instagram account is your work.
Yes.
So it's not you. And I figured maybe you're not FSB spy.
But you see, like I love this, that I love this connection that we have between people, and so many things were based on trust, not always justifiably, but like it still worked and it got us through. And I honestly think it saved us and keeps saving us. And this is a practice that I would also love to pass on from beyond Ukraine, you know. That way, that would be really a connected world, not only through governments, from what governments do, but on the level where we, like you say, Rishala.
Inshallah.
So yeah, Rishala means like the person that gets things sorted out, figures stuff out. So, and we need that. Like I'm sure you mentioned this a lot, that a lot of the effort comes from volunteers. They get nothing for it, but it's still going on and people are still doing it, even though like less than before, but we're still pushing through this. And you know, any foreigner that who wants to join, just join the team. Once you find at least one person, one volunteer, there's a network behind that. You will find more and you will see what they are doing. And that is something you can trust, because you know, when you go through Instagram, sometimes you would get videos about people struggling in Africa, you know, and but I feel that works very badly because people don't know and don't trust these big organizations. That's why the system with volunteers is so much better, because you have a face behind it. You can actually see what the person is doing. That's a different level of trust.
It's new, I think, maybe to this war. Maybe there was not so much of this ever before, like what we have.
Probably, yeah.
Because there was never social media like this.
Oh yeah.
There was never a world crisis on this level in the time of the internet.
Yes, that's true.
And at the level it's at now, the internet.
Yeah. And
interwebs.
This is also the level that works best in terms of the big organizations. That big, you know, bureaucratic machine doesn't get everywhere as fast and doesn't get everywhere it needs to get, while people will know more, you know, specifically who needs help and what they need. Like on the level that you say that you have to pull this information out of people, like what do you need, guys? They're not gonna tell that to big organizations. Yeah. And maybe they won't even want to go through the effort of doing so because it's like too much bureaucracy or something like that.
Even you as Ukrainian, you and I were talking about this today. I cannot go up to someone from 72 Brigade, like when they're rotated out of the trench for a couple of days back in the house. What do you need? You know, like with a paper, it's like it doesn't work that way. You have to have a coffee with them. I have to sit and smoke a few cigarettes and talk about nothing about that, and then maybe then they'll start telling me a couple things they need, and it's your native language, and it's something similar to this, even for you.
So he thought it was because he was a foreigner, but like in reality, I have to do the same thing out of my own brother. Like I ask him, do you need something? He's like, no, we're fine, everything's fine. And then, you know, like we talk to him more, and 20 minutes later, you find out that he doesn't have a radio, or he doesn't have some like other important stuff. And you're like, why didn't you tell me? So you have to like push that contact, and eventually you get into it. They trust you, and they like answer you faster because they know that you're gonna be very stubborn if they don't tell you right away. They're like, okay, we need this, and you're like, finally, and you go fundraise.
I didn't think it was so much like that for Ukrainian. I didn't think it would be so much that way for Ukrainian women, because usually the boys are more vulnerable with women. Like it was working this way with my friend Rebecca, with Tilda, who is Swedish girl volunteer, and she doesn't get much respect at home sometimes from the boys who are sending it from the organization, but they're telling her as a woman more than they're telling me as a man. Because it's like they haven't talked to their mother or their sister. But even you are struggling with this. Ukrainian men are just too tough, but sometimes too stubborn.
Yeah.
Too stubborn.
But they need the help, so
yeah,
we do the best that we can.
Well, I've got a backpack now. Valeria gave me a really nice backpack yesterday.
It's not my backpack. It's a backpack from a Canadian local soldier that we met by accident because we live in the same building, and I told him about what we do, and he was like, I got like all this stuff that I don't use, like take it. And he gave me a warbolt, and he gave me a vest, and he gave me that backpack. I got the warbolt and the vest in Ukraine before. I couldn't find somebody who would take the backpack. So
it's a big backpack.
Yeah, and I asked Brendan, and he's gonna take it to Ukraine and get to the people that need it. Hopefully.
Your brother's name is Bogdan, right?
Yes, but I think this one will go to my uncle.
Also, Rashala will fix it.
Yeah.
So I just had to reorganize my packing last night.
Thank you for that.
No, you're welcome. This has been like one of the coolest, fastest, I don't know, when this is all over tonight, 30 hours in Ottawa, plus minus.
Yeah, it was like one day.
I did 30 hours in the Netherlands as well with my friend Seth, and we did so much, and it was just boom, boom. But now I gotta go catch a plane.
Yes, you do.
So
actually 8 minutes.
Oh shit. I'm gonna go when I put this up, I'm gonna shout Valeria's Instagram, and if anybody's or anywhere else, but anybody in Canada, anyone in Ontario, maybe you could help her, you know, because it's working really good this way in Europe. How the Germans are helping Enrico, how many of my Swedish followers are supporting Blue Gula Billen, like I've talked about before, how people in England are supporting Harley because he's a British boy. So you're kind of Canadian now.
Well, I would
basically how it works with all immigrants. If they like you, you can be one. If they don't like you, no, she's Ukrainian. No, I don't know if it's like that or not, but I don't have.
And I mean, guys, I get it that Canadians are not used to this style of fundraising. They always ask you, like, is it an organization or something? Like, it's strange for them that like a random person will be fundraising for stuff, and how do you trust them? But so I get it, and by any means reach out. I'm ready to answer any questions, provide, you know, any proof of any report from the other fundraisers. So we need to build this trust, and I'm ready to build it in order to do more.
What's the address of the Ukrainian cafe? What's the street it's on in Ottawa?
911 Carling Ave.
911 Carling Ave. Pretty cool. It's a Ukrainian, well, basically a Ukrainian club, and it started. That's where we were last night. That's where they gave it to us today to do the CBC interview. Really cool. If you're ever in Ottawa, I'll also put their Instagram on as well, so you can see what's going on in Ontario. I was really blown away by the way you guys helped me, and the way St. Volodymyr's in Toronto. So just anybody who's in Toronto, Ottawa, I'll put the links for both of them. Anyway, I gotta go.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming.
You never know what will come. You'll get a random email from someone. You'll get a few weirdos because you're pretty. That's what happens with I'm sorry. That happened to Nika, Rebecca, everyone. You'll get a few weirdos. One from Finland. He mails them all. But then I have no doubts someone will come through and help you somehow.
Thank you.
Все буде добре.
Tak.
Давай. Gotta go. Gotta catch a plane.